All right, today we're diving into something super important, how to help our kids navigate the digital world. We're going to look at a framework that's all about empowering them to become really thoughtful, healthy tech users for life.
I mean, it's the question pretty much every parent and teacher is asking, right? Screens are just everywhere, and figuring out how to handle it all can feel like a massive challenge. But what if we've been looking at this whole thing the wrong way?
Okay, let's really get into this, because this is a huge shift in thinking. See, the goal isn't just about restriction, about saying no all the time. It's actually the opposite. It's about empowerment. It's about building this powerful yes, a yes to skills, to balance, to self-awareness. And honestly, that changes everything.
So our first section is all about what we're calling a new digital childhood. And this is key. Before we even think about rules or specific habits, we've got to start with our own mindset. It's all about how we frame technology for our kids.
The big idea here is something called digital wellness, and you can think of it just like physical health or emotional well-being. It's not about totally avoiding tech. That's just not realistic, right? It's about learning how to live with it in a way that's actually healthy and good for us.
And here's the most important part of that mindset. We have to start seeing and teaching our kids to see these devices as tools, not just as toys. Think about it. A hammer can build something amazing or it can cause damage. It all depends on how you use it. Well, a tablet or a phone, it's exactly the same.
Okay, so once we've got that mindset locked in, it's time to get practical. How does this big idea turn into real, everyday habits? Well, that brings us to our next section, the practice.
Now, here's a really simple but honestly game-changing idea. Not all screen time is the same. It's just not. We can basically split it into two big categories. First, you've got interactive screen time. This is when you're creating, learning, connecting, coding a game, FaceTiming a relative, making digital art. Then you have passive screen time. And that's the mindless scrolling, the binge watching, just consuming content.
So the whole idea is to gently guide our kids toward more of that interactive stuff, the things that really engage their brains, help them build skills, and connect with people. To put it really simply, we want them to be creators, not just consumers.
And, just like an athlete needs to rest between sets, our brains and our bodies need a break from staring at a screen. Teaching a super simple routine like this one, just pause, stand up and stretch, and look away for a bit, it builds this incredibly important habit of just being aware of your body while you're using tech.
And of course, it's all about balance, right? The point isn't to demonize screens or make them the enemy. It's just to make sure they're only one of the many cool things a kid does all day. So things like reading, playing outside, building stuff, they aren't punishments for too much screen time. They're just fun, and they're totally vital for growing up.
All right, so we've got the mindset down, and we've talked about some daily practices. Now, let's zoom out a bit and talk about the environment itself, both the physical spaces and the digital ones where our kids are using all these tools.
This one is so simple, but it works so well, creating tech-free zones in your home. And when you set aside areas where screens just aren't allowed, you're not just limiting the tech, you're actively making space for other really important things to happen.
And just think about what you're protecting with these zones. It's usually things like connection and rest, making the dinner table a place for talking, or making bedrooms a place for sleeping. Doing that consistently makes a huge difference in building a healthy family culture around all this technology.
And, creating a safe space isn't just about physical zones. It's also about teaching what it means to be a good digital citizen. I love this idea that online safety and kindness are just as important as the rules we have offline. It really gets to the core of it. The rules for being a decent human being don't just disappear when you're behind a screen.
Okay, so let's tie all of this together now. The mindset, the practices, the environment. What's the big picture here? What's the ultimate goal of this whole approach? If there's one thing to take away, it's this. This isn't about creating some master list of banned apps or having super rigid time limits. It's about helping them develop thoughtful habits. It's like building an internal compass they can use to navigate on their own, especially since we know technology is just going to keep changing.
Really, what we're trying to do here is work ourselves out of a job as the screen police, right? The real win is when a kid can manage their own digital life in a responsible way because they actually get the why behind it all. Now that is what true empowerment looks like.
So as we finish up, I just want to leave you with this one question. Don't try to change everything all at once. That's overwhelming. Just looking back at everything we talked about, what is one small step, just one thing, you can do today
to help a young person in your life start on this path to becoming a thoughtful digital citizen.